Today's July the 19th, 20 after 8. I'm pulling into a shooter deer right there. 1 second. It's Friday, July the 19th. It's about 140 degrees tonight, or at least it feels like it anyway. We're on another farm that I had permission to hunt on. My dad and I both have some pretty decent bucks showing up on camera here, so we're gonna slide in here. I have a couple cameras on this farm, but it's always nice to just get in and see for yourself what's actually here with your eyes. Sometimes I think deer skirt cameras, especially mature deer. Maybe. We've been getting a ton of rain, so the beans are doing pretty well despite being planted really super late. There's a little finger of woods in the middle of this giant bean field. We're gonna get in here, have a pretty good wind to do this. We're gonna jump in and see what we can glass up. Have probably 45 minutes of daylight left. So those were two nice bucks. One was really nice. My dad has tagged out on this farm opening night 2 years in a row. I'd love for him to make it 3 years in a row on that one buck. It'd be awesome. I think a lot of people don't really think about glassing fields with the right wind. They just, whenever they can get the time to go in a glass, they do it. But if you think about it, you're really doing yourself way more harm than good by trying to get in here and get this intel. You're just blowing fields out. Hang on, we got another buck.
You understand what's going on in your brain, and you understand that anything you do is being imprinted, it will make you more determined to do each position of movement correctly.
We have a southwest wind tonight, obviously blowing right from those deer to me, right with those deer coming out. So just in that woodlot where these deer are coming out from, where they're bedded in, that's a super, super thick wood. You can barely walk through it. And I see a tall tine buck here, right by that tree. deer is probably 250, 300 yards away from me right now. Try not to get too close. So that's a buck that I think is probably 5.5 this year. Last year he was around all summer long. My dad ended up tagging out early on this farm, and I didn't really hunt it too much after that because I was tagged out pretty early as well, so this farm kind of got to rest. This is definitely his home range. He's always here. He doesn't really venture too far from here. You can tell it's him from the cut in his right ear on top. Should probably give that deer a cool name. I hope my dad can kill that deer. heck out of here. I always try to get out while it's still light. That way you're not spooking any deer that you can't see. If it's light, at least you can, roll in this fence row here, get out of sight of some of these deer if they do potentially bust you. So as I was saying, back in the field back there, Dad and I know that buck pretty well. We picked up both of his sheds in February, March. No more than 200 or so yards from where we just got that film of him. I think some of these bucks, the older they get, the smaller their home range gets. They just become homebodies even more and more and want to stick close to one spot and not travel around so much. We'll let this farm cool down a little bit and hopefully cools down a little bit in general because I'm sweating like crazy. It's July the 20th. About 9 o'clock in the morning, we're about 2 miles back on a piece of public land in southeast Ohio. Thick little patch of woods that butts up against a big piece of public land swamp. Did a quick scouting mission here about a month ago. Found a huge buck bed. I'll get you some footage of that here in a little bit. Mosquitoes are crazy back here. This buck bed's on the edge of a creek, so I'm gonna have to get in here. Just want to check this camera, get some intel before season, give it enough time to calm down before then. So I get in here, check this camera, and slip out. Doing a quick card pull this afternoon. 92 degrees with a heat index of 108. Perfect time to check some cameras. Shouldn't be any deer up moving on their feet right now in this heat. It's July the 21st. This isn't going to be that glamorous of a video, but I think this is an important thing to talk about. This particular landowner has cattle. He rides this particular little trail here on his four-wheeler in the evenings, check on his fence in case any trees would fall down over top of his barbed wire fence because his cows seem to get out quite often back here. He mentioned to me that he had a couple trees down across his path, so he couldn't get down here and check on his cows. So I kind of just took it upon myself to come down here, bring the chainsaw down here and take care of it for him. I think it's easy to fall into the trap of really only communicating with and paying attention to landowners that you hunt on their property only, a month before season and during hunting season, but you don't actually maintain a good relationship with them all year long like this. So it's kind of twofold. Also, I'm going to set up a trail camera while I'm down here and hoping the noise of the chainsaw will make any deer that are around here think that it's just a farmer down here doing some work on one of his fences, and hopefully they won't be too spooked too bad.